Hey, well, my latest video. Today we're going to be fitting some rear light guards to the Land Rover Freelander 2. Let's have a look what we've got here. These are genuine Land Rover ones, LR003685, the part number. And a kit here with guides, some instructions, fitting kit here with metal brackets and a selection of machine screws and some riv nut things, little inserts that drill and then somehow put in. Not totally sure, possibly with a rivet gun or something like that. And then they also give a little key for doing these. I think these are little Allen head bolts. I'm not going to be using any of the, I'll be using these two brackets, but none of those bolts or things there. I'm actually going to be using some stainless steel screws here, the flange head screws. So we've got 4 ones that are about, these are about 15 to 20 millimeter long, 4 millimeter, and then some slightly smaller ones here, which are about 12 millimeters long, about 3 millimeter. So other things you'll need: a drill, 4 millimeter drill, 3 millimeter drill, a pen to mark, some masking tape or gaffer tape, something like that, just to stop the drill slipping about. Let's have a quick look how these go then. So basically fit on like that. Not quite like that. It's actually like that. So that is flat and it's there. Okay, so there is actually a gap between the plastic and the clear perspex of the rear light. And then the brackets, the metal brackets, fit in this gap here and stick out, allowing these holes here to be screwed on. Okay. Now this is a 2009 Freelander 2 XS model, and it has these older style lights. Some of the newer ones have LED rear lights. What you want to make sure is that you've got the round upper, so the side and brake is round here, and then the chunk comes out of the lower one. Some of the later ones have a full circle here with a chunk out of the upper one. That's not really going to work with these guards today, because that lines up like such with the full brake light visible. You don't want to obscure that one at all. This one here is a 2-part reverse indicator, and then pretty sure that's the fog down there. Okay, so that's them. So what we're going to do, start off by removing this whole light unit. And these two crosshead screws here come out, and then the whole thing just pulls out. Okay, there's a couple of little clips, sort of pegs that press into some plastic holes inside. So it's only these 2 screws, and then the whole thing just pulls forward. Okay, so I'm going to get a screwdriver, undo those, and we'll see how we get on. So let's start by undoing these screws here. These are just Phillips crosshead screws, they're not Torx or anything like that. Put those down somewhere. Do this with one hand while holding the camera. So once that's undone, what you do is just give the whole thing a bit of a pull. It just pops out top and bottom. Just got to wrestle the whole thing free. dusty and cobwebby. Okay, so right, let's disconnect this. There's one connector. Connect the whole thing. One connector there. Make sure that the seal, blue seal inside, is not dislodged. So let's have a little look at the light cluster. So we've got 21 watt fog. We have indicator, which is 21 watt. Should be an orange bulb, certainly on my car. That one seems to have gone a bit silvery for some reason. Time to change that as well, I think. And reverse light, 21 watt. These are all single element 21 watts for these three, indicator, reverse and fog. And then we get to the brake and side light. The brake and side light is a dual element 5 watt, 21 watt. Okay, so that's got, you can see that there are two, try and hold it up so you can see there, two elements in there. Okay, so that's a clear bulb, it's got a red lens. Some models might have clear lenses with the red bulbs or whatever, but the only coloured bulb on my one is the indicator, which is an orangey bulb. So that's a 5 watt, 21 watt dual element stop light. There we go. It locates and then you just turn it slightly and it locks. Okay, so let's just pop that down for now. Let's have a little look here, see what we've got. There will be quite a lot of mud and dust and cobwebs and whatever up in here. These little flappy things here, this is where the air from inside the car goes. So when you turn your heater on in the winter or the summer with the air conditioning, it blows all that air in through the dashboard. This is where it comes out and goes down there somewhere, out under the car, under the back of the car. Okay, so these little flaps here just stop things crawling in, nesting inside your inner wheel arch. There's some vents up there where the air gets actually out of the cabin, comes down. So what we're going to do, just clean up this bracket here, this bit sticking out. Just clean that up so we can see. Let's get the where have I put it? Where have I put the metal thing? There it is. Right, so this, let's work out exactly which way round this goes. Okay, so it goes that way round with these sticking towards the front. And what we have to do is get it kind of lined up. So you can see where there's a little circle where the rubber grommet around the peg pressed against the metal. So you want to basically line it up exactly with that. And at the bottom, this cutout here needs to sit on top of that little plastic receptacle there. Okay, now what I'm going to do is actually put a bit of gaffer tape underneath this, gaffer tape or masking tape. Couldn't find my masking tape, so I'm using gaffer tape. So let's get a bit of that. Okay, so put a bit on. Now what I'm going to do here is, rather than fold the gaffer tape round the side, I'm just going to put it there, just like that. The reason I'm not folding it round the side is I want that bracket to sit hard against there. Okay, and then this piece, we shall put there. Okay, like that. Okay, so let's now get our bracket. Now, difficult doing this with one hand. But basically want that bracket to be hard against there, just below there, and then we'll put a mark in there, and put a mark in there. Okay. Right. So, there we go. mark that up. Now what I'm going to do is use a 4mm high-speed steel drill. Very carefully drill these two holes out. Okay. Okay, that's those holes drilled. Glue. And now we can screw the bracket on. Okay, that's now in place. Now I can refit the light cluster. So remembering to reconnect the wiring, carefully line up these two pegs with the original holes and the original bit of metal there. Just give it a good push. That locates in, and that fits there. Okay, so now I've got the light cluster back in. Not put those screws in yet. What you should end up with is something like this, with these brackets sticking out. Okay. So we can now put these screws back in. Okay, that's nice and solid. Now what we're going to do, actually get our light guard filled up. So what we're looking for here is, rather than it sitting like that, it needs to be like that. So there's a little gap here. Okay, you will have a small gap up here, but we can now put these screws in here. Now, I said earlier that I wasn't going to use any of the screws or rig nut things that came with this. I forgot about the 4 screws to each side that you need for here. Okay, so you do need to use, you actually get 8 of those things and 12 of these. Okay, so you do need to use 4 of these. I'm going to use 4 of these with the little special Land Rover Allen key thing, and put those into there, which will pick up the thread in the brackets. Do those up. Just check that that's nice and tight against the bodywork. And there'll be a little gap up here. But what we can do now is actually, because we haven't drilled and attached this end yet, we can actually move that up and down to get the alignment right. Now, what I've found is we could get it so that that bit looks right, but the gap at the bottom isn't quite right. Of course, what's more important really is that the alignment around the brake light is correct. So we want it about there, even though that gap's pretty much the same all the way along. Okay, but the most important thing is that when viewed from behind, you're not obscuring the brake light at all. So you want to pull that down so that it's perfectly aligned with the chrome circle around the brake light. So what I'll do now is mark up this, mark up these two holes, making sure that that is still aligned correctly. That's fine. And now I'll use a 3mm drill and drill carefully through there. You need to do it really carefully, because if you go too far you'll actually end up coming through. This is sort of double skin. There's an inner plastic and an outer plastic. You want to go through just the outer. Don't go all the way through into the actual void of the light cluster. Okay. So I'm going to drill very carefully through. As soon as I feel that drill go, I'm going to release the pressure, because I don't want it to go all the way through. There we go. Okay. I'm using small, this is about 12mm long, 12 to 15mm long, 3mm stainless screw here. Screw that in. And we'll do the other one. So I've done that side. So what I've done here is just got that nicely aligned there. The gap underneath here is pretty uniform. You can see about 5mm of light cluster at the bottom there. This gap is the same all the way along. What I've noticed is that this gap here does change. I've just done the other side as well, and that one is the same. The important thing is that the actual lights are not obscured or are aligned correctly. That gap there is pretty uniform. This is a shame actually that that doesn't quite seem to fit properly there, but as long as it's the same on both sides and viewed from the back, you can't actually really notice it. That's it. Job done. Let's just close the boot. Close that down. Yeah, that's another important thing. Make sure the boot shuts. Doesn't hit. Oh, it's quite close there. But make sure that shuts fine. Doesn't hit those plastic guards. I think they look really good, really nice. Gives a little bit of extra protection. I'm going to be fitting some front guards as well. I'll show you those in the next video. Thank you for watching. Hope that was useful. Goodbye.